You think you know the story of Stranger Things. You know the Demogorgon, the Mind Flayer. You know the terror of the Upside Down. But what if I told you that every single thread of horror in Hawkins leads back to one person? Not a creature, but a boy. A boy named Henry Creel. This is the story of his life, his transformation, and his devastating power. This is the story of the first and most powerful psychic, and the tragic path that turned him into Vecna. Our story begins in the 1950s. Henry Creel grows up as the son of Victor Creel, a man haunted by his time in the war. From the beginning, Henry is different. He's sensitive, introverted, and feels utterly disconnected from other people. He sees human life as a monotonous, meaningless cycle, a mindless play, as he would later call it. When his family moves into the now infamous Creel House in Hawkins, Henry's unique abilities begin to surface. He discovers he can move things with his mind, first experimenting with the family's grandfather clock, manipulating its hands from another room. In the attic, he finds a nest of black widow spiders and becomes fascinated by them. He doesn't see them as monsters. He sees them as perfect predators, bringing a natural order by culling the weak. This worldview darkens as his powers grow. He starts experimenting on animals, not out of childish cruelty, but out of a cold, philosophical belief that he is improving the world by removing what he sees as flawed life. He learns to reach into minds, to feel and manipulate fear. The breaking point comes when he discovers his mother is secretly consulting a Dr. Martin Brenner about his condition. Feeling betrayed, Henry makes a fatal decision. Using his powers, he murders his mother and sister, flooding their minds with such terror that their hearts stop. He attempts to kill his father but exhausts himself, falling into a coma. He awakens not as a son, but as Brenner's prisoner. At Hawkins Lab, Henry is stripped of his identity and becomes Subject 1. Dr. Brenner, terrified of Henry's power but obsessed with studying it, implants a device called soteria in his neck to suppress his abilities. For years, Henry is forced to serve as an orderly, a ghost in a white uniform, watching as Brenner uses his genetic blueprint to create other psychic children. He watches a young girl, 11, with particular interest. He sees her as a kindred spirit, another victim of Brenner's manipulation. He bides his time, befriending her, presenting himself as her only ally. In 1979, he sees his chance. He manipulates 11 into using her power to remove the soteria device. The moment it's gone, his power returns in a devastating wave. What follows is the Hawkins Lab massacre. Henry unleashes his fury, killing the other children and staff. He isn't just murdering. In his mind, he is purging the world of its weakness. He then turns to 11 and offers her a chance to join him, to help him tear down the corrupt human world and build a new one. But in a moment of pure defiance, fueled by the memory of her mother's love, 11 refuses. Their psychic clash is cataclysmic. In a final, desperate surge of power she didn't know she possessed, 11 overwhelms Henry and rips a hole in reality itself, banishing him into the void, the dimension we now call the Upside Down. Henry did not die. The dimension he was thrown into was a toxic, storm-racked reflection of our world. The environment was hostile, and its strange energy ravaged his body, burning his skin and twisting his form. But his will was so strong, his psychic power so great, that he survived. The man was consumed, and the monster, Vecna, was born. In this new kingdom, he made his most profound discovery: a storm of formless psychic particles. With his immense power, he shaped these particles. Drawing on the symbol that had always fascinated him, he molded them into a gigantic, spider-like entity, the Mind Flayer. He became the master of the Upside Down, the conductor of its hive mind. Every event we've witnessed, the Demogorgon in Season 1, the Mind Flayer's possession in Seasons 2 and 3, was not a separate invasion. It was all part of Henry Creel's singular, grand design to cleanse the world he so despised. So, what is Vecna truly capable of? His abilities are a dark evolution of Henry's childhood powers. He is a master telepath, but he doesn't just read minds, he mines them for trauma. He uses your deepest pains and regrets as weapons against you, crafting a personalized mental hell, his Mind Layer. He can paralyze victims, leaving their bodies catatonic in the real world, while he torments them within. His signature kill is a brutal display of telekinesis, snapping bones and crushing bodies, and the intense psychic energy released at the moment of death is so powerful it physically tears a gate open to the upside down. But his power has a critical flaw, one that stems from his own humanity, or lack thereof. He cannot comprehend positive human emotions. Love, friendship, and joy are alien to him. This is why music, a song tied to a powerful, happy memory, can create a lifeline back to reality. It's a vulnerability that the boy, Henry, would have understood, but the monster, Vecna, cannot. This brings us to the present and the setup for the final season. In his last battle, Vecna succeeded in killing Max Mayfield, but 11 restarted her heart moments later. The consequence is unprecedented. Max's body is in a coma, but her mind, her consciousness, is trapped within Vecna's. And she has found a brilliant refuge. She is hiding in a memory from Henry's own childhood, a cave he encountered in Nevada, which, according to the Stranger Things play, The First Shadow, was somehow connected to the Upside Down long before he was banished there. It's a place of origin that Vecna fears. So now, the final battle will not just be in the streets of Hawkins, but in the landscape of Henry Creel's own broken mind. Henry Creel's story is the tragic backbone of Stranger Things. He is the ultimate example of a gift twisted into a curse by pain, alienation, and manipulation. The sensitive boy who felt too much became the monster who felt nothing but contempt. As we head into the final season, the heroes aren't just fighting a monster from another dimension. They are fighting the devastating legacy of a broken child, a battle for the soul of the boy who was lost long before Vecna was ever born. What do you think is the ultimate fate of Henry Creel? Can any part of him be saved, or must he be destroyed? Let me know your theories in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.